What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Pokemon's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue using Venomoth, the Poison Moth Pokemon. Part of our series, figure who the best bug type is in Generation 1. We've already played through with Parasect, Butterfree, and Pinsir. Recommend you go check those out. I've actually played through Butterfree twice because I did a what-if scenario. What if Butterfree was Bug Psychic? But today we're going to do another Pokemon that probably could be considered Bug Psychic as well, Venomoth. It is actually a Bug Poison. We are in a medium fast growth rate. HP is 70, attack is 65, defense is 60. Speed is 90 and special is 90, and we had a critical hit rate of 17.58. When your worst stat is 60, you usually should be a pretty good Pokemon. However, all these stats mean nothing if you don't have a good moveset. So on the top right corner, you look at our moveset. We start the game with Tackle, Disable, Poison Powder, and Leech Life. This is not a good moveset. Even though Leech Life is a stab move, it's still not even more powerful than Tackle. So we have that for a large portion of the game. Our next level up move that's helpful really is at level 38. We get Psybeam. We will get other moves via TM, but really they're a lot later. Like, we probably will get Psychic before we get Psybeam. We're not going to be at level 38 when we get to Sandon City. We're probably going to be much lower level than that. Just like we can't upgrade Tackle to anything other than Swift for a long time in this game. So that's kind of the drawback to this Pokemon. It doesn't get great moves early. It does have a lot of moves, and there is strategy there. But because of how those moves are and how little damage they do, it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. A lot of the battles early are like that. So let's go ahead and dive into the actual playthrough. As per tradition, our first battle is against our rival. Rival's name is Lycansub. We gave Lycansub a Charmander because it's Fire-type. We are Bug-type. We're weak to it. And we named our Pokemon Mothra. This battle ends up being way more complicated than it has to be. Charmander has random moves it picks. So it picks Growl a lot. So that means our Tackle is ineffective. We can't use Leech Life because Leech Life is halved because Charmander resists it because it's Fire-type. So this battle ends up being about 25 seconds. So here's some context. Usually that battle with any other Pokemon, or I should say most Pokemon, is about 8 to 10 seconds. We took us 25 seconds. We are at 4 times speed. So that means it would have took us a minute of real time to fight that if we were at normal speed. In-game time was a minute, whereas 25 seconds, it takes forever. And as we move into Bug Forest, we do get a little bit of reprieve here because we do have some Weedles we can fight that are Poison type. And that makes our Leech Life twice as effective. So rather than being 30 power, it's 60 power. It helps us, but not really because we only have 15 power points. And even when we use Leech Life, it's not like knocking out in one hit or whatever. It does replenish health, I guess, so that's a benefit. But these battles take forever. We walked in this battle under 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and the first Pokemon took us more than 10 seconds to knock. It took us about 12 to 13 seconds to knock out the first Pokemon. Kakuna comes out next. Look at this. This is in real time. This would be a lot longer. But we're at 4 times speed, and you're seeing this battle looks very slow at 4 times speed. That's the problem here. So we're down to the last Pokemon with this Bug Trainer, and we only have 1 Leech Life left. We want to save that because we have one more Bug Catcher in here who has a level 9 Weedle. So we want to save that power point for him. And we're going to take this potion here. And we're going to go ahead and defeat this guy. We're going to win the battle. That's not it's a foregone conclusion. We can't get poisoned, and poison thing's not going to do a lot to us. So we do get the knockout, we do get the win, but 4 minutes and 20-some seconds to get through Bug Forest, and that leads us right into our second rival battle. This rival battle is extremely complicated. It shouldn't be because we're fully evolved and these are single-stage Pokemon. However, we do not have a great move for any of these Pokemon. We have to resort to Poison Powder. The reason why we're resorting to Poison Powder is because eventually, like what just happened now, Pidgey is going to Sand Attack us. And Sand Attack is going to make it so we can't hit. So right now, we want to Poison Charmander. And if we at least Poison, if we get Sand Attack and we keep missing, because Tackle is not 100% accurate, it's only 95% accurate, we can keep missing, and we could actually lose a second battle with our rival. And we get very close here. We get extremely close. We crit a Leech Life there. That was helpful. But it's not a great move to be using. It's only 15 effective power. I need to pay more attention to that when I'm playing. But we get down to 8 hit points, get down to 5 hit points. We were so close. If it wasn't for Leech Life giving us a little bit more health back right there, we'd have lost. We won with 1 hit point over Charmander, who didn't even have a fire move. He doesn't get a fire move to level 9, so we didn't even get a fire move. And that leads us right into Brock's Gym, and we're going to face the Million Light Years trainer. And Diglett is going to go down to decently. He's pretty frail physically, so we get a pretty decent knockout there. And just like we did with Pidgey, we should probably go for Poison Powder. Because Sandshrew could easily go for Sand Attack on us. Like I said, he just randomizes attacks. If it was me, strategically, you go for Sand Attack immediately. And Gen 1 Sand Attack is so overpowered. And if he'd have done that, we probably could have lost this battle, but we get a pretty easy win. and we're going to come right back. We went and healed, come right back and face Brock. Wakanda forever. Now, Brock, this was a risk. I actually didn't anticipate winning this battle. I was going to do some blackout training because Geodude gives us a lot of experience points, but this battle we ended up winning. I should have at least got to level 13. Level 13 would have got me over a damage rounding threshold, and these attacks would have been a lot more effective. Now, Leech Life is recovering a lot of health, so doing pretty decent with that. We don't want to use all of our Leech Lives because we want to make sure we have a lot of them left for Onyx. Now, the strategy here is just knock out Geodude as fast as possible. Okay, even if it is Leech Life, just knock him out as fast as possible. Because the next Pokemon is the one that is going to be the problem. And we can actually, once we use 5 Poison Powders, or at least we poison him 5 times, he'll use up all of his full heals, and then Poison Powder will actually help, drain Onyx of its health. So we get one. I think we need to get 1 or 2 more. Poison Powder, come on, Poison Powder. Poison Powder, he full heals, and one more time, and now he will no longer full heal. So what that means for us is we can go for moves while Bide is enabled. I think Bide is enabled right now. So whenever he releases the energy, we can actually go for and replenish our own health. Bide, if you've never watched this before, watch my videos. Bide, what it does when he initiates Bide, whatever you attack after that and hit him with, he'll deal it back double. Poison does not count towards that. So what happens is when he initiates Bide and we use Poison Powder, if he's already poisoned, it doesn't damage him. It doesn't damage him in that attack. But we get the win, we beat Brock, and move on to Mount Moon. And in Mount Moon, there's really nothing special here. You get a rare candy and ether. There's no moves we can add, so the only thing we can do is manage our power points and try to get through. So we're down to 3 Leech Lives, and if every Pokemon in here was Poison type, it'd be great, but they're not. We have to kind of have these knockdown, drag out, use multiple move fights rather than just picking one move and blasting our opponent. And right now, Tackle is disabled, so we have to rely on Poison Powder. We have to rely on Leech. I don't want to use our last 2 Leech Lives, especially on Voltorb. I want to use it on Coughing because it's super effective. So we beat the Super Duper Nerd. We grabbed the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, not a thing, but go ahead and ask. The comments are great for that YouTube algorithm. And that leads us right into our 3rd rival battle. 3rd rival battle is just as hard as the 2nd rival battle, except he has more Pokemon and Pidgeotto is way more powerful. So we're going to start the battle out with Poison Powder. Hopefully getting a little bit of damage dealt to him. A little bit of chip damage. Tackle is being decently effective. Now, Gus would be brutal to us if Gus was a flying move, but it's only normal type. So we get through really with unscathed. It's a little bit of damage, but we're going to replenish that with Abra and with Rattata. I think we did get our actually lowered by 1 stage. So we get a lot of our health back, and that leads us into our final battle, or the final Pokemon, I should say, that our rival has, which is Charmander. We poison Charmander, and he's growling us, so it's making our most effective moves almost ineffective. We're replenishing a little bit of health here, but it's not doing much. And God, 4 growls. This is going to be another knockdown, drag out fight. We might get our first loss here, actually. Yep, we're getting pretty darn close. We get a crit. That crit saved us so much right there. And with that being said, we beat our rival, move right into Misty's gym. Misty's gym actually isn't that bad because her ace is actually weak to Leech Life. So Staryu comes out. We have pretty decent specials, so it's not going to do that much to us, even with Water Gun or anything like that. It's Leech Life does a decent amount of damage, so we pretty much go into Starmie almost full health. Leech Life does about, looks like it's going to be a little bit more than a third, a little bit less than a quarter, but it's a 4-hit knockout. Even with critical hits, Starmie doesn't even come close to knocking us out. So Misty is pretty much a very easy gym battle, and that leads us right into our 4th rival battle, which is on the SS Anne. He's starting to have a much more convoluted, much more complicated, much more well-rounded team. Pidgeotto is like I said, a hard knockout. We have nothing good for this. We don't get Tackle, or we don't get Body Slam, so we can't add Body Slam right here. And we chip it down, we do knock it out. Eradicate comes out, and we're going to go for Poison Powder on Eradicate to get some more chip damage. We're going to try to replenish some health. If it keeps going for Hyper Beam could obliterate us, which is almost what it does, but it doesn't. And we're going to go for Leech Life. It one-shots Kadabra, gets us a lot of health back. Charmeleon has Ember. Ember is going to be very effective. Look how much damage it did. It's probably going to knock us out 2 more hits. And we just need to do more damage. We have to have a lot more health going into the Charmeleon. So we're going to go ahead and take a reset here. As soon as it loads, it takes a minute for me to load it. Because I sit there, I'm like, what can I do here? Well, do I just retry it, or do I do something else? I'm going to go ahead and be stubborn and go right back into the battle, see if I can just get a little bit better RNG. And again, we're going to start off with poisoning, well, missing a poison of Pidgeotto. And we're going to go for tackle on the Pidgeotto. And you just got to hope for some luck. Get a critical hit here, don't lose too much health. We can definitely replenish the health, that's not a problem. And he uses potion. I've never seen a potion used on Pidgeotto in this battle before. But he uses a potion, and we get a little bit more health going into the Raticate and the Kadabra than we did in the last fight, so that's good. Leech Life is replenishing a lot. He is tail whipping us, so our defense goes down, but that actually boosts our attack stat. So we're almost full health going into the Charmeleon. We do level up and tackle because we have our stats boosted. Looks like actually we just leveled up, so it undid the stat boost. But we got a critical hit with tackle, so we're getting pretty close. We survived one more. There we go. We could have Gen 1 missed that, but we get the win. We move right into Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge isn't going to be that problem. We're pretty neutral. I know it looks like we're a flying type, but we're not. We're bug poison. So any of his electric moves are not going to be super effective. Leech Life is not going to be super effective either. We just got to whittle him down. What we don't want Voltorb to do is we don't want Voltorb to go for Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom would do 20 damage regardless of whatever we do. So that's the one thing we don't want to happen. Pikachu goes down to 2 tackles. And now Pikachu is going to go down, or Raichu is going to go down. Oh, we actually might lose the Raichu. That's fun. And Leech Life gives a little bit back. We take a loss to Lieutenant Surge. Trash Man Lieutenant Surge gets us. So we get 2 back-to-back losses with 2 back-to-back major fights in the game. What I call landmark fights. Landmark fights are the battles you have to face to progress the game. We need to beat Lieutenant Surge to progress, and we needed to beat rival number 4 to progress, because we had to get cut. So we're going to try this battle again, and we're going to go for it. Like I said, Sonic Boom is not what I wanted to do, so he does that anyway, but we can always replenish a little bit of health on the Pikachu. That's probably why I lost to the Raichus. I used Tackle on Pikachu last time, and I didn't replenish my health. And now Raichu, he's going for Growl, so that's lowering our attack stat, and he gets another critical hit. This stupid freaking Pokemon. And we get paralyzed. And we fight through the paralysis, we get a critical hit tackle, that helped us so much. We beat Lieutenant Surge. And it leads us right into the rock tunnel. We face Boom of the Hiker. And Boom of the Hiker is not going to be an easy battle by any stretch. We're going to poison the rock. Yeah, that's a thing. Poisoning rocks. We're going to go for Leech Life. We only have 4 of these left. So we actually are going to lose this battle. I guarantee we're going to lose this because we have no more Leech Lives left. So before I even go into the next Pokemon, I realize I have no Leech Lives left. So I got to rely on Tackle, Poison Powder, and Disable to win that battle. So you're seeing here, I'm using an Ether. I'm going to replenish the power points on Leech Life. And we're going to try this battle again. And I don't even know if we're going to get through this battle with all these Leech Lives. I still don't think it's going to be a thing. But here we go. Leech Life looks like it's going to do... And it looks like it does about a quarter damage. And when you pair that up with Poison, it chips. And we are weak to rock moves. So Rock Throw is a move that all these Pokemon have. So if they were smart and they just went to Rock Throw every time, they could probably beat us and knock us out. And we level up and we get Stun Spore, which Stun Spore is not really useful, but we're going to try to use it to win this battle. Was hoping that maybe Graveler would just be paralyzed and not attack us. We can replenish some health. But we get another loss. That's 2 losses to Boomer the Hiker. And we're going to try this again. There's really not a way around this. The only other way around this is maybe leveling up and getting over damage rounding threshold, which is a possibility I considered if I didn't get this battle win this time. There's a bunch of trainers that we surpassed and skip over. We could definitely get leveled up. That's not a problem. So we knock out the first Geodude. The second Geodude goes for self-destruct. So we're going into the Graveler fight with way more health now than we did before. So that's good. So I think this is the actual winning battle that we have. So he goes for self-destruct, we tank it, and we move right on to Celadon City. And in Celadon City, this Pokemon is about to accelerate because we've already added Psychic, a very powerful Psychic move, and we've added Swift, which is almost twice the power of Tackle, and this moves us right into our battle with Erica. Erica has 2 Grass Poison Pokemon and 1 Grass Pokemon. We have effective moves for all the Pokemon. Victory Bell will be a 2-shot. Tangela will go down to 1 Leech, or a couple Leech Lives. It is effective. Psychic actually is more powerful, but it does replenish our health if we do Leech Life. But we get a 3-hit knockout on the Tangela and Vileplume. If we get a critical hit, it might be a 1-shot. Nope, but we don't want to get put to sleep. It's the only thing that she can really do to us. She can't poison us. Mega Drain doesn't do anything, and Petal Dance won't do anything. So we beat Erica, and that moves us right into our battle against Giovanni. Now we've added Mega Drain. Mega Drain is a 40 base power grass move. but it's really effective against rock ground Pokemon. It's 4 times effective, 160 effective power, and that leads us right into our last Pokemon, which is Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan goes down to 2 Psychic. We beat Giovanni number 1. He's super easy, barely an inconvenience, and he vanishes, and we grab a potion, we grab the Silph Scope, and that leads us right into our 5th rival battle. Our 5th rival battle is actually super easy, barely an inconvenience as well, because we have much more effective moves than we've had all along. Critical Hit one-shots the Pidgeotto. We have Leech Life, which will one-shot the Execute, which I never thought I'd say that in my life, that Leech Life would one-shot anything. But we get a 2-hit knockout on the Gyarados. Kadabra's a one-shot with Leech Life. Said that again. That sentence came out of my mouth twice now. And Psychic is a 2-shot on the Charmeleon. We get the knockout, get the win, beat our rival, move right on to the next part, which I believe is going into Silphco. Now, we're trying this battle against our rival. We were here, and this was not a smart idea. We should have just gone right for Koga's Gym. We have Psychic. It's super effective against all of his Pokemon. But I thought, like, you know what, while we're here, maybe we can get a quick win and accelerate a little bit of progress here. But this sets us back a little bit. We don't have super effective moves here. We just don't. Nothing super effective against Gyarados, and he's going to, at least, if he does Dragon Rage, he takes a lot of damage from us. Leech Life will almost one-shot the Alakazam, but Confusion, we are weak to Psychic moves as well because we are Poison type. So he does pretty decent damage to us, and Charizard's going to knock us out. We don't have the ability to put him to sleep. What we should have done is just gone away, gotten Sleep Powder, come back, and this battle would have been much more effective. So we're just going to leave and go face Koga, and we'll circle back and face our rival in Silphco later. Psychic is a one-shot on the Coughing. Critical Hit, don't know if that mattered, but Muck is 2-shot by Psychic. Coughing, I think Coughing is going to be a one-shot as well. Okay, yep, no critical hit needed. And then Psychic on the Weezing, knock him out. Pretty easy win, super easy, barely an inconvenience. If you know what YouTube channel that's from, please comment down below. I like the channel, and I hope other people like it as well. So we're back at this battle at level 41, so 3 levels higher than we were earlier, and we're going to try this battle again. Psychic on the Pidgeot. Pidgeot will go down to 3 Psychics. So there we go. And we're going to replenish our health anyway, so it's not the biggest deal in the world because we're going to go for Leech Life and get a 2-shot on the Execute. And so we're almost at full health going into the Gyarados. Gyarados, he actually does us a favor. He goes for Leer, which actually boosts our physical attack stat. So we get the knockout. We're going to go for Leech Life on Alakazam. And it's going to do a decent amount of damage to us, but we replenish some health with Leech Life. And then Charizard ends up being a 2-shot, so very good to get a decently convincing win over our rival in Silphco. And we've added Sleep Powder, and we're going to move right on to Giovanni number 2, Tuavani. And Tuavani is we're going to fight him. We got rid of Swift for Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder is definitely going to be effective. We don't need Sleep Powder so much in this battle because there's nothing in here that's really going to do anything to us. We don't have to set up. Mega Drain gets a knockout on Kangaskhan. Mega Drain will knock out the Rhyhorn in one hit. Full health going into Nidoqueen. Psychic, is it a one-shot? It is. Critical hit, don't know if it mattered, but that leads us right into our battle against Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. She's going to lead out with a Kadabra. And Leech Life is not a one-shot on the Kadabra. Psybeam is a decent amount of health. We get confused, so we don't hit. So we take a 2-hit knockout from the Kadabra, and that's another reset. So that's 6 resets this far into the game. We're not even in the Elite Four yet. This is awesome. And we move right into a retry of Sabrina. And she comes out with a whip again. And Kadabra comes out. We're going to go for Sleep Powder just to be safe. Leech Life is a 2-shot on the Kadabra. Very good. Mr. Mime comes out. We're going to go for Sleep Powder on the Mr. Mime. I knew very well that Mr. Mime never gets knocked out in one hit. He's a pretty bulky dude. And we're going to move on to Venomoth. Go for Psychic on the Venomoth, not a 2-hit. There really wasn't much he could do there. So usually Sunspore is the only thing I could really do. But Leech Life ends up being... We probably should have put him to sleep just to be safe. But a critical hit definitely saved us in that battle. We beat Sabrina, move right on to Blaine. Blaine is the fire gym leader. I've been trying to avoid this the whole time. Sometimes it's better to go Blaine than go to Silphco, but in this case it's not, because we are facing a Blaine who's super effective against us. Like, some of his Pokemon can just one-shot us if we're not paying attention. So we beat the Growlithe and we move right on to the Ponyta. We put Ponyta to sleep. Psychic looks like it's going to be a 2-hit. Very good. Rapidash comes out. We'll go for Sleep Powder on the Rapidash. If it had hit that Fire Spin right there, we'd have been toast. We'd have been done. So Psychic, and it looks like it's going to be a 3-hit, 4-hit, whatever. We're at full health going into the Arcanine. If we miss, this could be very bad for us. Psychic, looks like it's going to be about a 3-hit. Sleep Powder, it goes for Super Potion, retroactive. I don't know why he went for Super Potion. Blaine has horrible AI, if you didn't know that. But we get the win with full health all over Blaine and moves us right into 3 Giovanni, the last gym leader, the last Giovanni fight. And we have super effective moves against Giovanni, so this should be an absolute cakewalk. We actually didn't go into this battle fully healed. So we just healed up with Mega Drain. We knock out the Doug Trio. And then we have Psychic for the Nido Queen, which we don't one-shot, but she doesn't do anything to us anyway. Get the knockout, and then Nido Queen should be a one-shot. Yep, Nido Queen's a one-shot. And Rhydon has a 4 times effective Mega Drain to knock it out. We get the win over 3 Giovanni, and it moves us right into our final rival battle for the Elite Four. He's going to come out with a Pidgeot. Now we have added Mimic. We've actually gotten rid of Mega Drain and added Mimic. This is a little bit of 4 move syndrome where I'd like to have Mimic and Mega Drain, because Mega Drain is super effective against a lot of things. What we're doing is we put Pidgeot to sleep, we're using Agility. It boosts our speed, but also boosts our attack and our special. So that's going to make our moves a lot more effective. Rhyhorn comes out, and like I said, I wish we had Mega Drain. We could replenish a lot of health there. Leech Life will almost one-shot from almost, got so close to a one-shot there. Psychic will be a 2-shot on the Gyarados, and critical hit, don't know if that mattered or not, but we get a 3-hit, very good. Alakazam, put him to sleep. We don't want to get hit by a Psychic. We can replenish a lot of health here as well, so that's very nice. And move right on to our final Pokemon we face, which is Charizard. We did level up, so we lost all those bad boosts. However, with him asleep, we get a 3-hit knockout with Psychic. We beat our rival and move right into the Elite Four. Before we head into the Elite Four, we're going to look at our stats of this Pokemon and our moveset. Our stats are as follows. Attack is 131, defense is 125, speed is 161, and special is 162. But that is before we do all the badge boosts, the boosts from the gym badges. In the bottom left corner, you're going to see the attack stat is 147, defense is 140, speed is 181, and special is 182. So let's go ahead and look at the moveset. It's going to be really quick. I caught it, thank God. Usually it goes too fast, I gotta go back. Our moves are Psychic, Mimic, Sleep Powder, and Leech Life. I said in the beginning, the stats of this Pokemon are actually pretty solid. The problem with this Pokemon is its moveset. And since we got out of Rock Tunnel, we've added a whole bunch of moves that have made this Pokemon a lot better. And Psychic, this Pokemon really could benefit from having 5 moves. Psychic, Mimic, Sleep Powder, Leech Life, and Mega Drain would make the Elite Four. I would have the utmost confidence in the Elite Four if we could have those 5 moves, but that's how Pokemon is. You only have 4 moves, and you gotta make sacrifices here and there. I kept Leech Life for a reason, and you're gonna see why here in a little bit. But the first battle of the Elite Four is against Lorelei. She is an Ice Specialist who has a lot of Water Pokemon. So we're gonna go ahead and put Dugong to sleep, and we're gonna 2-shot with Psychic, and we're gonna put Cloyster to sleep, and we're gonna 2-shot with Psychic. Actually, 1-shot because we get a critical hit. Now, Slowbro's not gonna do anything to us. He's just gonna continuously go for Amnesia. His AI, or at least I should say Lorelei's AI, says that we are Poison type, Psychic is the most effective move, and the only Psychic move it has is Amnesia, so it's just going to spam Amnesia. And we're going to use Leech Life and get the knockout, very good. Jinx should be a 1-shot if we don't critical hit here, but we critical hit, so it takes 2. Not a big deal. Could be worse. She could have, frozen us or something. And then Lapras is a 1-shot with Psychic. So we get a pretty easy win over Lorelei, and that transitions us right into our battle against Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. He's kind of the lost hiker. Psychic 1-shots the Onix. Psychic 1-shots the Hitmonchan. Psychic 1-shots the Hitmonlee. Psychic 1-shot the Onix as well. Again, and then Machamp. Is it a 1-shot? It is a 1-shot. So we get a pretty easy win over Bruno. And we move right into Agatha. Now Agatha, all of our Pokemon are weak to Psychic. So this is going to be a pretty easy battle as well, as long as we don't get a Gen 1 miss, or if we don't get the ranges we need. Psychic should it's going to 2-shot, but it misses a Hypnosis. That was lucky. 1-shot on the Golbat, very good. We get a critical hit, don't know if that mattered. 1-shot on the Haunter, and no, it's a 2-shot. So Haunter survives. Arbok goes down to 1, and Gengar, is it a 1-shot? It is not. However, it can't really knock us out, so we get the knockout win over Agatha, and move right into Lance. So far, the Elite Four is pretty solid with this Pokemon. We've gotten 3 pretty convincing, clean sweeps. And now we're moving on to Lance. We're going to put Gyarados to sleep. Psychic will be a 2-shot. Very good. Dragonair comes out. We're going to go ahead and mimic Agility from Dragonair. And Dragonair is just going to go for Agility. It's not going to go for anything else. So the only thing we have to worry about now is Aerodactyl potentially getting a crit on us or confusing us and we hitting ourselves. That's really the only thing we have to worry about right now. Because Dragonair, like I said, is just going to go for Agility. Because its AI sees Agility as a Psychic move, and that's the only move it sees as effective against us. So all we got to do right now is we got to knock out the Aerodactyl. That was stupid. I should have just gone for Psychic. I don't know why I did that. And Dragonite is only going to go for Agility or Barrier. So we should have just gone for Psychic and waste a little bit of time going for Sleep Powder. Not a big deal. We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes and 30 seconds going into our battle against our rival, the champion. The last battle of the game. Let's see how we do. Pidgeot comes out. We're going to Pidgeot to sleep. Very good. And we're going to go ahead and go for Psychic. Psychic looks like it's going to be a full restore, so Psychic again. Looks like it's about a 2-hit. We get hit by Psychic because it used Mirror Move. We get the knockout over Pidgeot. We're going to put Alakazam to sleep. We're going to do a couple things here. We're going to Mimic Recover. And then we're also going to put him back to sleep. Now, Psybeam does a decent amount of health. Now, we Mimic Recover for a reason. Leech Life is going to get a lot of our health back. Not a lot, but, decent amount. It's going to get closer to full health and, dying, I guess. And right now we're going for Recover. Now, I wish Rhydon would just capitulate, and the first 2 attacks it does to us just go for Tail Whip or Leer. But this strategy, basically, we're going to have Rhydon. We want him to go for Leer because it's going to badge boost. It's going to lower our defense. However, it's going to up our attack stat and our special stat. So we are out of Recover, so we get a 2 bump on our stats, +2 on our stats. And we're going to go for Leech Life on the Executor. This will get us full health. Very good. And we have full health going into Gyarados. Gyarados isn't going to do much to us. Sleep Powder is very helpful here because it prevents him from hitting us with anything. The best case scenario is Gyarados goes for Leer and ups our attack stat even more. Sleep Powder on the Charizard. Are we going to get a one-shot? Doubt it. But it ends up being a very effective... Whoa, oh, this could be bad. This could be bad. Uh-oh. Oh, good. We tank a Fire Blast. We don't get our stats lower. Or, I'm sorry, we don't get burns. Don't get anything like that. We get a 3-hit knockout from full health. We knock out our rival. We beat our rival. And we just got to get our time locked in with the with the Hall of Fame. And we win at level 66. So, as we stop right here, we are at 1 hour and 12 minutes and 15 seconds. And an in-game time of 5 hours and 51 seconds with 6 resets. Like I said, Venomoth is at level 66. One of the higher levels we had to finish this game. So let's transition over and look at our tier list. So as you look at our tier list, we have a lot of Pokemon here. Now, 1 hour and 12 minutes and some odd seconds is not a great time. So where does that land Venomoth? Well, that lands Venomoth right here. Right here in the F tier, right next to Hitmonchan. And Hitmonchan is going to move down because Hitmonchan actually took longer to beat the game than Venomoth did. I didn't expect this Pokemon to do great. So if you don't know, I play in order of how I think they'll finish. Now, all these Pokemon need a second playthrough where we take a little bit of the knowledge we have and apply it and see where we can do better. For example, Venomoth and Butterfree, with Venomoth for sure, I would definitely go for Koga again and not waste time facing our 5th rival battle in Silphco. Or, 6th rival battle in Silphco. So that's one change I would make to Venomoth. I would also maybe overlevel a little bit more. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea when I get Psychic to go face Cobra Kai and get a couple levels there, so we can outpace the game a little bit more. That might speed up the mid to late game a little bit more. All in all, it wasn't a solid playthrough, but I think I played the Pokemon pretty well, is what I'll say. And I do think it can do better. It is not the worst Pokemon, however. Hitmonchan still holds that title. And if you're looking at the bug types, so we have 4 bug types on here, and the best one so far is Pinsir, which I'm confident I get Pinsir in under 55 minutes, so it'll move up to the B tier. But that, as of right now, Pinsir is our best one, and it's in the C tier. That's not good. Butterfree, if it was Bug Psychic, I did that playthrough. That was a what if. I recommend you go check it out. It's up there right next to Charizard if it's a Bug Psychic, the playthrough. And that one could have been cleaned up as well. I'm pretty confident in that. But all in all, that is the playthrough. I'm just adjusting a little bit here. I didn't do a video this Wednesday. I started in a new position at a new company, committing my time to that, making sure I put my best foot forward there. I should be putting out another video this Wednesday. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to do like a what if this Pokemon has this move, or I don't want to do any more type changes because those are a little more convoluted. And as much as I do appreciate Speedrunner 0218 and helping me modify the game and change it, I want to be able to do that myself, and I don't want to keep asking for. I don't want to be relying on other YouTubers to help me out with that. It is nice that they help, but I want to be a little bit self-reliant on that. Until I learn how to change the coding on the game myself, I want to avoid those going forward, at least for the foreseeable future. However, I do want to try to get back into doing Generation 2 playthroughs. I still have an optimized playthrough I need to do with Giraffe Raid, which I'm going to try to do over the next couple weeks. It might be this Wednesday, it might be next Wednesday, I haven't decided. I haven't really decided on the video I want to do on Wednesday. I do want to do some videos where I'm like ranking things. I do have another video I want to do that's similar to ones I did earlier, where I took the Pokemon that I had in the first team I had in a game and showcased it. I'm thinking about doing one for Emerald. So let me know what you think about that, and let me know what you think about the tier list. I think the tier list is forming out to be pretty good. I like the gifts. I like all of it. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it, so let me know what you think. And yeah, that's my playthrough. So let me know what you think about this Pokemon. Like, share, comment down below. If you made it this far, you are awesome. That's definitely going to help out the algorithm when it comes to getting people out there. What also helps is making sure you're commenting, hitting the like button, sharing to your friends, put it on your social media. All those things are really helpful to the channel. Have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.